Hello everyone, it's good to have you here. I'm working on a new goat milk soap using a paint pourer tool that several of the acrylic painters use to make their abstract pieces of art. And I know that a lot of paint tools also work great for soap. I have seen different people use different tools. I've used a few myself, like the 3 and 4 part paint pourer containers. But this time I'm going to use just a device used to place in the bottom of a mold, generally for paint, but this time for soap, to affect the direction that the soap moves in, much like is used when we do a column pour. But right now I'm just getting my goat milk melted with the sodium hydroxide. Seen me do this, well, if you've been a member of the channel here or several other channels, I'm sure you have seen goat milk melted many times, and the reason why we freeze goat milk first is that if it's just room temperature and you add lye to milk, generally it will, because lye heats up the liquid, whether it be water or anything else, it can burn the milk and give an ugly smell and an unattractive orange color. So by freezing it, we can reduce the fumes from the soap. We can keep it from getting very hot, and we can prevent it from turning that unattractive orange color. You may find some mild discoloration from just white to more of a off-white color sometimes, and that's okay, because when the soap dries, that color will return to the natural milky color. All right, we've got it all melted now. Almost. There's one little teeny piece there. And now I get my oils and we're going to start putting this together. All right, I'm going to add my goat milk solution into my oils and butters. Rhubarb, turmeric, and spinach. Spinach and parsley, I believe, actually. Sorry. Let me go ahead and pour these. Start separating the colors. silicone mold from Brambleberry, after all these years, has started to warp. So I'm afraid this isn't going to pour as nicely as I had hoped. We'll see. It's pouring more over to the other side. It's not going to evenly distribute. Darn, darn, darn. That's Barry. I don't know what he has found out there. Something outside has got his interest. This may not pour as cleanly as I'd hoped. Well, you know what? I think this was a bad idea. I didn't realize until the last minute that the silicone was uneven. So it's not going to pour evenly the way I had hoped. Well, the colors faded a bit more than I had hoped. I'm left with a lot of this kind of magenta color and very little of the green, and the yellow kind of just melded in a bit into the natural color. And the reason for this is I did not gel this, meaning I didn't force it to stay hot for an extended amount of time. And, excuse me, and with natural colors, sometimes, or most of the time, being able to put it through gel is very beneficial. Let's see what the bottom looks like. If I can break this vacuum on the bottom, there we go. Look at that. That's what I was afraid of. Do you see this big indentation here? And that was because my mold, my silicone mold, I don't know what has caused this, but over time it has become, well, the way you see it here. So these are going to be some funky little bars. So I will tell you that while the pour didn't go as I had hoped, while the mold didn't behave as well as I wish it had, I'm not totally dissatisfied with these. They're growing on me. No, and I'm not saying they look like a growth, but I am making the best of a fail. They they do have some of the colors in them that I had intended for them to have. I just never intended for them to have this shape. And there's not much I can do about that other than do a lot of cleaning them on them. I'll plane them and try to make them look prettier, which I can generally do with any bar soap. But they just don't have that something that I wanted, the design that I wanted. So let this be a lesson or just a thought for you that even when things don't go perfectly, you can still move forward. Have good cheer. It's not the end of the world. It's, one batch of soap that will still clean the skin marvelously, that will still do a tremendous job with keeping your skin moist without... Hang on, I'll turn it on its side and just do a trim on the end and see what it looks like. So we will call this a lesson learned. And a couple of things happened on this soap. So let me fill you in a bit. First of all, I know that lemon eucalyptus, much like oregano, can sometimes cause soap to not accelerate trace. That'll went fine with it. But once you've stopped stirring, it tends to start setting up. And that's why this kept getting thicker and thicker as I went along. That, in addition to the uneven mold, the device that I had on the bottom to pour the soap on did not equally distribute the soap. So it just started out bad. The mold was the other problem, the thickness of the soap, and then the cut, of course. Because I wasn't in the right mindset, I probably didn't get the best possible cut I could have got out of these. They're still going to be good size soap. So once I clean them up, I'll try to put those in the pictures. I will put those in the pictures. I think that they'll look so much better. But even when there's a fail, you just keep trying. I've been making soap, I was like 7 or 8 when I started helping my mother and grandmother. I'd helped before then with handing things, but I had not really touched lye and that sort of thing until I was 7 or 8. So we're talking about 50 plus years of experience, and I can still screw things up or still have something that doesn't turn out just the way I'd intended. So I want you to stop and think about that. This can happen to anyone. But you know what? If you look deeper, you can still find beauty even in fails. Thank you all so very much for coming along with me today. I do appreciate you. Have a terrific day, everyone, and I'll see you back soon. Goodbye.